Peace, assalamu alaikum, hotep, praise God, what's up, what's poppin', what's happening, or whatever it is that you subscribe to. My son just cooked my hair, tightened me up a little bit, got me looking all fresh and brand new. I'm about to get ready to cut the twins' hair in a minute. But I just wanted to share this story, my long ride to Parchment, or my long ride to prison, part 2. And for those who don't, I'm quite sure everybody done heard about Parchment, the most dangerous prison in Mississippi. And then after that, you got Green County. Well, all prisons dangerous. I don't care if it's a minimum security prison. All prisons are dangerous because you around nothing but a bunch of criminals. And everybody think they just as tough as you. So yeah, stayed in Rankin County about a month. And I was thinking while I was in Rankin County, I was about to have my first encounter with this dude. And the dude was a vice lord. Now, I don't too much talk about it. I think I mentioned it a couple times. You know, I come from the disciples, right? I know y'all see the 6-point star on my chest. But before I get into it, I had to share something with y'all about me, about myself. And y'all done heard me say it before. Being quiet is my game. When I say game, I'm talking about knowledge. I'm talking about information. But being quiet gives you advantage if you use it right. And I kind of been like this, you know, ever since I can remember. But I got real skilled at it when I was doing them 12 years in prison. So here's this vice lord. And like I said, I come from the disciples. And I don't care. When you new to prison, people will know. Because, you know, guys in prison that's been there for a year, 2, 3 years, they move a certain way. Now, I'm in Rankin County, and this is the process unit. But that don't mean everybody in the process unit haven't been to prison before. So, you know, everybody could tell I'm new. I don't know nobody on the zone. I don't know nobody on the zone. So people could tell I'm new. I'm green to the penitentiary. So, you know, this one guy, he tried me. And I had already told y'all in the last video, I had already made my mind up when somebody tried me, you know, I'm gonna have to go on and do it to him. So I had made me a little a shank out of an ink pen. I was just gonna use the ink pen and just stab him in the neck had it went that far. Now, most guys, especially in prison, because you got the prison rules, like you can't let nobody try you. Another thing about me, when I was in prison, God was with me. God was with me, but I thought different. Even though over time I learned the penitentiary rules, but I ain't too much follow no prison rules. I thought for myself. So I said that to say most guys that understand prison and how it go, they got the mentality that you can't let nobody try you, no matter how big, how small. You gotta bust a move. But I didn't think like that. Like my mind just wasn't that cold-hearted, for the lack of a better term. So when I say he tried me, he was just talking slick. Now, had he put his hands on me, then, you know, I would have been forced to do something. Now, one time in prison, an old guy, been in there for a long time, he called me a bitch, and, you know, I put my hands on him. But that's another story I'm gonna tell. But so he didn't call me no bitch or nothing. He was just talking slick. And so I had already made my mind up that you know, if he put his hands on me, I'm gonna have to go on and I'm gonna hit him in the neck with this little ink pen shank I made. I don't know how much damage it's gonna do, but I know it's gonna make him think twice. So, you know, I'm just laying on my rack. I had a top rack, and I'm reading, you know. I'm not trying to mingle with no guys. I'm not trying to be friends with nobody. If somebody comes start a conversation, I'm gonna have a conversation with them. And over time, I learned, you know, that's people having a conversation. They're trying to figure you out. So I'm on my rack. I'm reading, and he come to me. He was like, man, you quiet. You act like you better than everybody. You locked up just like everybody else. You ain't better than everybody else. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? So I jumped down off my rack, and I got my little, I'm gonna call it my little butter knife. My little butter knife, I got it kind of on my side. Now in prison, you in Rankin County, you got the elastic pants, so you can kind of hold stuff in your pants. So that's where I got my little butter knife at. When I jumped down, like, man, what you talking about? And one thing I learned, one thing my daddy taught me as a child, like, I always look a person in his eyes. And one thing I learned over prison, if a person see you looking in their eyes and you not scared, they ain't gonna, you know, if they really ain't really about that, they ain't gonna mess with you. So I'm like, man, what you talking about? I'm looking at him in his eyes. And he looked a couple years older than me at the time. I just turned 16. I just turned 17. And he was like, oh man, I'm just messing with you. But I'm saying to myself, boy, if you would have put your hands on me, I'm ready to catch another charge. I hadn't already made my mind up about that. But that's kind of how it go in prison when you knew, like, you gonna get tried. But I advise you, for those who out here committing crime and you know you're going to jail, I advise you, don't let your emotions and let any little thing or person say when you go to prison, don't let them trick you to either doing something to him or to them, or them doing something to you. If they ain't put their hands on you, or you just feel like they ain't no threat, man, don't even worry about it. 'Cause nine times out of 10, it really ain't no smoke. So I'm in Rankin County about a month. So it's finally time to take that ride to Portland. Long, scary ride. I done heard so much about Portland. And it's crazy because even as a, like, 11, 12 years old, I don't know why that I thought like this. I knew I was getting in a whole lot of trouble. My first time getting on probation was when I was 12 years old. I hit a little white girl upside the head with a piece of wood for calling me a nigga, but I'm gonna say that for another story. That was my first time going to jail, and they gave me probation. So I've been in trouble ever since I was 12 years old. Again, wasn't no thug, come from a good home, 2-parent home, but you know, my daddy was just, he was a hustler, so I was around a lot of stuff, even though my mama wasn't, you know, involved in it. But overall, I come from a good family. Were we financially stable? No, we wasn't, not at that time. We was poor. But anyway, again, I'm not no thug. I don't go for bad. I'm not no tough guy. But I'm not a coward. You know,